Hey guys, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. Brent called me this morning. He was like, "Hey guys, I am headed. I wish I could be there. I wish I could be there, but I'm flying down to a real estate event in, of all places, South Africa." He's like, "I'm in London. It's an 8-hour flight to South Africa, so unfortunately, I won't be able to make it." Johnny, can you talk about that 10x stuff that you love so much? So raise your hand if you've read the 10x Rule by Grant Cardone. All right. So we just finished. That's our book of the month. Oh, hey, Carolyn. So that's our book of the month.
Good to see you. Are
Good
you
to
going
see
to
you.
Cabo?
I am not. So my wife is due. My wife is 3 weeks away from giving birth, and you cannot fly, I guess, when you're that far away. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's, some people are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry for this guy." Some people are applauding. So it depends on your perspective, you know. But Grant Cardone and Elena have had a big impact on my wife and my life, specifically in the 4 degrees of action. So this is something I was rereading as we were going through the book this month with our team. We got a team of about 35 agents, and it was just like they're all fired up because we're going over the 4 degrees of action. So the first degree is doing nothing. This is when you say, "Hey, I'm gonna start a new health regimen in 2024, new year, new me," and you do nothing, right? The second thing is retreating. And that would be, "Hey, I'm pushing it off. Oh, I'll start next week. I'll start later." You're pulling back from that dream. If you want to sell 40 houses and you're pulling back, maybe 30, maybe 28, maybe if I just icon. Okay, you're pulling back from that retreat. That's the second degree of action, which is pulling back. And the third degree of action, it's the one that I really want us to just focus on and kind of just marinate in for a little bit. And that is, because it's the most dangerous. It's the one that catches agents flat-footed and is the reason why people are leaving the business. I firmly believe this is one of the main reasons why people are not successful in real estate today, and why over 90% of real estate agents exit the business in 5 years or less. The attrition rate for a Navy SEAL is somewhere around 67%. So if you get accepted in a Navy SEAL training, you have about a 67% chance of being a Navy SEAL at the end of that training. So you could argue that as a real estate agent, you're more likely to be a Navy SEAL after 5 years than you are to be a real estate agent. Let's just put it that way. I don't know if the Navy SEALs would agree with me, but that's the way I like to look at the math. Okay. And so what does this all have to do with the third degree of action? The third degree of action is doing normal levels of action. Normal levels of action. So that's where you think, "Hey, I made some calls, or I did some open houses, or maybe I knocked some doors, or I paid for some leads," and you're not seeing the results. And you're thinking, "It's not me because I'm doing activity, but I'm not seeing the results. It must be the leads. It must be the open houses just aren't good enough. It must be interest rates. It's some external factor." As soon as you make it that external factor, you're making it an excuse. You're removing responsibility from yourself, and you're also removing the opportunity to own it. And so that is the most dangerous of the 4 degrees of actions, is the normal degree of action. And then the fourth and final one, as you know, like Grant, 10x, right? Massive degrees of action. That's where you see the breakthroughs. That's where you see the improvements. That's where you see your sales increase rather than slowly getting chipped away. In our market, a lot of people are leaving California. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but people are choosing to leave to more tax-friendly locations. And every time I sell a house, just about, it's somebody leaving the state. And so for me, that's a client that I don't get to help anymore because they've moved to Florida, they've moved to Texas, they've moved to the Carolinas. Yep. You've experienced it probably, Rebecca, a whole lot in Texas. Texas is just like a whole new country. Every time I go, it's a different place. But the point is that if I am just doing normal levels of activity, as my clients are leaving, my client base is shrinking, and so is my business. So the name of the book is The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. So his wife, Elena Cardone, is actually an EXP agent. She joined EXP a few years back. And so those are the 4 degrees. I would ask you just to take an audit of the last month. Just look back in January. We were doing this with our team. a lot of agents are coming to me and they're saying, because again, we have a fairly large team of about 35 agents, and they're saying, "Hey, Johnny, like, what can I do to get more business?" And that's like, well, how many calls did you make? Have you reached out to your sphere? How many open houses did you do? How many business related activities did you do in the month of January? Oh, I did a whole lot. All right, well, let's take a look at it. And we crack open the CRM and we start looking at it day by day, item by item, and it's like, oh, well, that was my kid's soccer game, or oh, my parents were in town for that period of time, or oh, I wasn't feeling good that day. And all of a sudden, a whole lot of activity gets shrunk down to not a whole lot of activity. And it's no surprise, right? So I would, because if you're doing massive levels of activity, you're going to generate new problems. You're not going to have enough time. So right now, my wife is probably going to kill me because I am 16 minutes late to a birth class, right? And so, but I said yes, new activity, right? Massive levels of activity. And so I'm here with you guys having a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this content, because my wife, you're gonna see a missing. I'm gonna be on the back of a milk carton here pretty soon. You'll know Valerie got me. But massive levels of action will create new problems. Normal levels of action will create problems, and it just won't be an income in your, it'll be a lack of an income. Fourth degree of action, absolutely. So no action, retreating, normal actions, and then the fourth degree is massive action. So that's what I was going to speak to you about today. Any questions, any thoughts, any comments for the good of the group? Anyone located in Temecula? I don't know. Christy, need to hear this today? Yep. Hey, and so for those of you who don't know, we do a team realtor huddle every Thursday from 10 to 11 Pacific time. This Thursday huddle, it's going to be more of this type of stuff. We have a guy who used to work with Grant who's going to be speaking on that, and that is at therealtorhuddle.com, 10 to 11 Pacific. And we are also having a person come and speak. She used to be on television. Now she has a radio show, and it's just going to be her talking about, from her perspective, how to operate as a solopreneur in business, which many agents are. So that's happening this Thursday from 10 to 11. And we'll put it in here, therealtorhuddle.com.
That's on California time, right?
Yep, Pacific. You got it. All right. Oh, I see a hand raised, Lizette.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, I just started a team like about 2 months ago, and like, yeah, when I do my team meetings and we talk about our goals, and it's like, yeah, I'm like, so how many appointments? Oh, I didn't get any, but I did this, I did that, and it's like, it feels like almost redundant talking about it, like sometimes. And then I'm wondering, like, what else to say? What else can I get? So I really just go into your huddle to see how you guys manage accountability in a group setting, right? Because I'm nice, but then I'm not serving them by like figuring out what they need to do.
Yeah. So what we've learned is that and it's not just, we're not trying to like be like, mind, like we're not trying to trick anybody. We're not trying to use any mental mental karate or anything like that. What we're trying to do is tie it back to why they're in the business in the first place. Like, we all got in this business for specific reasons. Why is that? Okay. And then you set that goal, whether it's business, personal, spiritual, financial, whatever it is, you set that goal for a reason. Okay. Now, what happens when you achieve that goal? Okay. What else? So oftentimes people say they want to earn 6 figures. Okay. So what happens when you earn 6 figures in real estate? Well, I'll get to pay off some debt. Okay. What else? I'll also be able to buy a nicer car. Okay. What else? I'll also be able to send my kid, I'll be able to buy a newer house, or maybe invest in real estate. And you start making that goal real. And so, okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that if you don't make $100,000 this year, then you're not going to be able to pay off the debt. You're going to still be driving your religious car where you have to pray every time you get in it, and that it's going to start. And then you're going to have to potentially stay in that same home, and you won't be able to move forward with investing in real estate. Yeah. Okay, so let's make sure that we do this, and then put together a game plan, hold them accountable, and say, how's it going with paying off the debt, right? Because if they're tracking on that goal, they're tracking on the other goals. So,
okay.
Does that help?
Yes, awesome. That actually helped. Yeah. Did you put in the chat the website? Sorry, because I'm driving.
I did.
Somebody put it there. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, sorry, I did not. It was sent to somebody specifically. There we go.
Okay.
All
And
right.
it was 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock Pacific. Yeah. West Coast.
Pacific. Okay.
All right. All well, hey, thank you so much for taking 10 minutes of your day to spend it with me. I hope this was valuable. Say hi to Brent for me and Cabo. See y'all.